let's get ready for our day. Do we have really anything planned? Not necessarily. I don't even know if I'm gonna go to the store. I just don't feel like it, to be honest. Maybe I'll get a wild hair up my ass later and go, but right now it's a hard no for me. Last night I thought I was gonna lock in and do more tattooing, but after I made my video of the signs and synchronicities and had some food, I got like a wave of exhaustion, and I was like, I need to ride this. I'm just gonna do my nighttime routine and go to bed because it was already like 2 a.m. I made like peanut butter muffins and I added the fiber to them, and that was pretty good. I don't have any more muffin mix for today, but that's mostly for like a breakfast thing. Whenever I wake up and I'm hungry, I need something fast. So I might just make overnight oats if I don't go to the store. But I would like some fresh fruit, to be honest, and some vegetables because I am running low, but I figured I could just use the rest of what I have and just like try to have like a full-blown like clear out of what I have in my pantry, fridge, freezer. Which, I mean, it's not like I can clear all that in one day, but it's just good for the discipline and just trying to just find new ways of using what I have. I never really had structure in my life, even growing up, especially when growing up. So I'm just trying to not have like the instant gratification and just trying to just be better about being wasteful in general. Plus, it's kind of like a fun little brain game. I'm not gonna lie. I really like to challenge myself. Which is like double-edged sword. Like, this is the coffee from yesterday. I made it, had a couple of sips, and then whenever I ate, I'm like, I can't put coffee on top of that. So I didn't have to make cold brew yet, but I will be making that today. But I had to clean my cheesecloth, so it needed to wait anyways. I think the last night I drank, since I stopped, my friend was on live, and she's like, you would love to be on live, and I feel conflicted about it. I feel like I could do it, maybe whenever I'm making jewelry or something, maybe whenever I'm tattooing. The only thing is, if I do tattoo on there, I feel like I do need to go out and get more gloves, because I'm not trying to explain that, like, all the time. Which, I mean, it is my body, and I will wear gloves sometimes. I just ran out. I don't need to be explaining this right now. But, yeah, maybe whenever I'm doing something mindless, but I just have, I don't know, like, I don't want to force myself to do anything, and I'm so all over the place sometimes that I don't want, I guess if I'm just sitting here and locking in. But I'd have to have all my things around me all the time. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. There's like some kind of message saying that I should go on it, but like that makes me not want to do it. Like a message from Source Spirit about going on live. Not that like I want to disobey Source Spirit, but like I just don't want to feel like I have to do anything. It's also, what the fuck was that? It's also probably because it's something I haven't done, so maybe I'm like nervous about doing something like that. It's sometimes the first time. I just need to rip the band-aid off. I don't know. I also know it's not that deep, but whenever I saw her doing her live, some people were being like slightly harassing. I feel like I'm gonna be so confused with my tism. I don't know, I'll think about it. It's really not something I have to like really concern myself immediately with, you know, so it's whatever. I will say though, yesterday whenever I was looking at those pictures and stuff for the washer and dryer, I do want to see if I still have this video, but it would sound like a fucking rocket ship. It was insane. Like, it's still a little bit crazy, and I think it's because of the way they have the hookups. I think whatever the installation process is, it's wrong, like most of the shit here. For example, the water heater, it doesn't have like the tip regulation, which I think is like an expander, but that's partially why my water bill is so high, because it just gets extremely fucking hot. Like in the kitchen, and then in the kitchen sink, bathroom sink, you could burn yourself on the water, but for some reason the shower, it doesn't really, well, I mean, it does get hot, but not for long. But the washer and dryer, specifically the washer, I think the hookup's wrong because it still sounds crazy. Like, not as crazy as the other one, and I think that was because it was the amount of mold and shit that was in it. I don't fucking know, but a lot of the shit here it's done wrong or janky as fuck, or to like just make the bills higher. Like, that's why I'm like, I know this place was curated, especially with the fucking people that run this shit. Like, just the great lengths that were put into this place, y'all could have done something that wasn't diabolical with that kind of intelligence. What's wrong with y'all? And I know they're watching my shit and sending it around, because I know the only people that are probably actually sending my videos, which I see that they're being sent, I just don't see directly who's sending them, but I know the people that are probably only sending my videos are these people. Looks so cool. Which, like, the coworkers are part of these people. Though I do think that some of them did not know what they were getting into, to be honest. I feel like they definitely involved some innocent people in this. So now I'm going slightly off topic, so I will talk about another thing as far as like the pictures and the videos. So as I was like going through those pictures and videos, I saw a screenshot that I had taken from, it was actually the last time my mother had contacted me before the email and wellness check. So my mother hadn't talked to me in months at this point, and I think it was like June or July whenever I got this text, but my sister had told me that my mother's phone was broken, and she didn't have a phone for like a while, which at the time like really stressed me out because of the financial stuff. It's really frustrating because I was actually really worried about them financially, but to know that they were, I mean, it makes sense why they would do this to me then, especially. But I think it's been going on for a lot longer than I knew. But I was really worried because I'm like, the fact that she can't replace her phone, that's pretty bad. Or like the fact that she doesn't have a phone, that's pretty bad. Like, but she had only contacted my sister, not me. And I was like, you could have contacted me, but she had contacted my sister a while before. My sister's like, oh yeah, mom hasn't had her phone for like this amount of time. And I was like, okay. And then a while later, my mother was like, oh, sorry, baby, like, haven't had my phone in 3 weeks. I'm like, I thought it was months, because whenever she had texted me, it had been months. So that I texted her that, and then she never texted me again until she ended up sending that email and doing the wellness check on me. But at that point, I had my phone number, like that same number, for months after that point. I didn't change my phone number until like later on, but she hadn't talked to me in so long. And then I like realized some of the stuff that was going on, not 100% what was going on, but some of the stuff. And I had changed my number because I got scared. I changed my number mostly because of my ex, and then my family, not realizing that like I'm pretty sure he had access to my iCloud and everything. Which, I mean, whenever I was in that relationship, I guess I was very naive because he had my phone password. I didn't think he was doing anything with it, but whenever I had checked the devices on my old phone, there was a Mac on it, and I've never had a Mac. And then I saw a login for TikTok in Wake Forest, which is where his one buddy lives, who also was evading taxes. He was also a part of the group that had isolated me and slandered me when I first moved here. So that was like the first smear campaign that was on me. Okay, so I was almost at 10 minutes already, so I'm gonna finish my makeup on here, but the empath in me, I feel sorry for the people that have gotten involved, because I know that a lot of people struggle financially, and people get scared of these people because it's so massive. People also get caught up and blackmailed. Like, I know one of the people that I think was, like, slightly involved. I think she definitely was caught up. Because I remember one time, I think it was around the summertime, something really, like, she came into work so distraught. And I just think that maybe she got caught doing something, had something on her. I don't know. But she could not talk about it. Which I thought was, like, a little strange. Because she was very open about stuff. So I think that maybe they got to her when this incident happened. Yeah, this instance happened. So I have empathy for people where this happens to. The only thing is, like, the difference with me is I would just rather take the punishment on my chin than sell someone else out. But I also am okay with doing hard things. That doesn't excuse people for selling me out or selling other people out, but some people are just cowardly and, you know, unfortunately don't want to take accountability for their actions. But yeah. But I also just know that I'd rather take my punishment than be caught up with people that do shit like this. Because when you get caught up with people that do shit like this, they have that collar on you forever. Forever. I just hope that with all of this coming to light, especially because of the way the world is turning, like, I've seen so many things of this kind of nature being I've just seen, like, the state, like, bureaus of investigation online actually, like, pressing charges on different individuals for similar things that are happening to me. So that has given me some hope for sure, which is super nice because I needed it. But I also know that my situation is not just going to be a state situation because it's cross fucking state lines. So I know that that kind of thing, it does give me hope, of course, but I know I'm not just going to be, like, seeing it online just because of how big it is. And it makes a lot of sense why it's taking so much time too, because of how big it is. I'm just really happy I have a lot of hobbies to distract myself with. Yeah, that's been a godsend for sure. Also, that girl and I were actual friends. Like, she would come to my house and do makeup sometimes. She ended up becoming very distant, which, I mean, I started distancing myself from everybody that I was like, that's off, especially people that were still hanging out with the people that slandered me. But she had became distant before because I didn't even realize the slandering was happening until later on. And then the last thing I want to talk about on this video, because I think I'm going to do some tarot and then go off with my day. Go along with my day. But the barbecue sauce thing last night, I think the interpretation of that is that they're cooked. Yeah. My hair is a hot mess right now, but I cannot be bothered at this moment in time. I tried to throw it up without a mirror. It looks a lot worse in person. Yeah. But we're going to do some tarot, and then I'm going to just start doing whatever with my day. I should probably start off by brushing it. Yeah. Anyways. So I'm doing the occult tarot deck today. This is the... I actually bought it at a place called the Cheshire Cat, which is like this antique gallery. They have like a bunch of different booths, and yeah, so it's reused. Which I figured buying reused whenever I was still like getting stuff here and there was my best option if I wanted anything because of the mold. Because who knows what is going to be salvageable. Anyways. Okay, Spirit, what do we need to know? What do we need? Okay, here's the first one. 7 of Swords. Return items and punishes thieves. Reveals hidden treasures. I would like my stuff back. Andromalius. Okay. I think I'm going to be getting some communication relatively soon. Okay, this one, 7 of Cups. It is OC. Makes one cunning in liberal sciences. Gives true answers on divine and secret things. Just like I said. Able to turn others into different forms and convince them that the change is real. Yeah, I know that there's been things hidden from me, and I'm very eager to learn, and I will not judge others for keeping their secrets, because I know that there's a purpose for everything. There's a reason, there's a purpose for everything. Yeah. So much gray area in life. Ooh, what's this one? 7 of Pentacles. Guys, we just got 777. Teaches arts, sciences, and rhetoric. Restores lost honors and dignities. Takes honor and dignities from others. Haberius. Don't know how to say that. That's 777. That's the number of God. Thank you, Spirit. I just like... Feels good. All right, guys. How about let's look on the bottom. The Tower. Fasago. Promoter of discord, war, arguments, and falsehood, gives generous responses. We'll end on that. And this is why you need to pay attention to science and synchronicities. That's why the Rins yesterday, the 5 Rins, 5 days, it's good to pay attention. Plus, it makes life whimsical. Y'all, look at my familiar. Y'all, after what happened to me, I think I deserve the most diabolical glass of bourbon whiskey on the rocks. I need it to hurt me a little bit. I need a reminder why I'm not drinking. I'm just kidding. But like that would be nice. Anyway, so taking my trash out. Trash day is tomorrow. And I had that hill. Got my little trek. It wasn't so little today. I honestly wish I would have had someone filming this. Because I know if anyone was watching, that shit must have been hilarious. Because I just kept on thinking, I was like, this can't be real right now. It's like, should have worn different shoes. Wear my Van slides. Not slides, slip-ons. But I was almost wearing my Adidas slides. Like, that's what I was doing whenever I was taking the trash out to the garbage can. And I was wearing my Adidas slides, and then I come inside and I was like, I should probably put on closed-toed shoes. Not thinking that they're still slippery and sliding. No fucking Trek at the bottom. But the hill's not icy. The rest of the trek is. Get down the hill. Walking down the pathway. Slipping and sliding. I was like, I can't slip and slide down the rest of that. Let's try to take it up this like little tiny hill. Tiny hill. Another hill. But it's like, it's rough terrain, but that's what I need because there's no ice. And I'm trying to like take it up this hill. And I'm struggling. My phone's falling because I don't have pockets. Well, I had a pocket in my hoodie. Well, I had 2 pockets. My zip up. It wasn't a hoodie. But it kept on falling out of the pocket. And I'm like, it's fine. It's my old phone. Because I was listening to music as I'm doing this shit. And these headphones for some reason will only connect to this phone. Don't know why. And I broke my other ones. And yeah, whatever. So I'm trying to do it. I'm like, this is not working. And then the trash can falls. So I'm like, fuck. Because it's a pretty full trash can today. For a specific reason I'll get into another time. Anyways. So I was like, fuck, okay, at least something came out of it. That'd be annoying. Whatever, I'm looking around as I'm like, is there a better pathway? I'm like, okay, maybe I can try to go down the icy path. I try. Not working, no dice. And now I'm like, okay, different perspective. I see slightly less of a hill. I was like, I think I can get there. And there's like this little slab of concrete. Well, most of it's icy, but there's enough for my feet, well, 1 foot in front of the other, to stand on it so I can pull the trash can up because there's 2 steps of the concrete slab. When I tell you this shit is stressful, it's so stressful. But this shit is actually hilarious. So I'm able to get up, pull it up, and then I'm able to put up the slightly smaller hill. Now I'm able to get it to the edge, but then I have to take it down off of the pavement onto the road. Do that, trash can falls, stuff comes out. So I'm like, I'm having to like manhandle this trash can. Struggling. I'm able to get it onto its backside so I can prop it up, able to turn it around, put the trash in it. Yeah. And the whole time my nose starts running, my lungs hurt now. That's why I'm like, I need them to burn a little bit more. Then so I'll drink my water. Yeah. I won't drink or anything because, like I said, discipline. But I guess I do wish, because I don't know if I'm gonna do it because I don't want to leave. I would love a Cheeto. I feel like I deserve it. Also, my last video, it was 3 minutes and 33 seconds long. It seems the parasites are trying to sink their teeth in again, but all they have are gums. This is the lighter from one of my jobs, the job where I've been targeted and harassed. And it's almost out of juice. I feel like that's symbolic. My new phone is fucking up again. All my tabs were exited out, and that's happened multiple times. I can't post videos even though I have plenty of storage space. But the watchers are being watched. And on the side of my coffee table, it's not part of the poem, but it says a digital footprint is forever. Checkmate, bitch. So I'm having to use my old phone, and that's completely fine. I can't even use my Spotify. Any app I open, it immediately closes itself out. It's so fucking rich what these people are willing to do and the links they're willing to go. That is mentally ill, bro. Go get some help. Actually, it might be too late for that, actually. Yeah, I think so. Can't plead insanity at this point, even though you'll try. Anyways, what I came on here to talk about originally was in the song Auto Fiction Detail by Law Dispute. I love to analyze things, right? And he says a beating heart 13 times, and at the number 13, well, 14 going into 13, that's whenever it says a beaten dog. And I don't want to get the lyrics wrong, but guess what? I have the fucking record. I could probably Google on this phone too, but I have the lyrics right over here. A beating dog, the snarling teeth, the face of God, a light above, a beating heart, and us the blood, and all of us a beating heart. But yeah, I just thought that was like a fun little fact. I tried to record at 11:11, but couldn't record with my new phone. I really wanted to post more videos today, but I just couldn't because my phone issue. It's really frustrating, but we'll make it through. And that essay is cutting on, but that's okay. This phone has so much static in the background anyways for some reason. It's almost flattering that this is happening to me. Almost. But would never be flattered by the watchers. Fuck you bitches, fuck you hoes. Also, I love how I'm following 555 people. 555, I've been getting that number a lot. Just another sign of synchronicity for me. Come find me, I will be disappointing. You're fading, what am I doing here? Oh no, you say that I can't be trusted. I need your faith, I've grown maladjusted. Don't quit just yet, I'll be lost forever. You're my saving grace, come save me, you come save me. It's one of the signs of synchronicities. Save Me by Sea Haven. Policy of Truth by Depeche Mode. You had something to hide, should've hidden it, should you? Now you're not satisfied with what you're being put through. It's just time to play the part. No. What you're being put through. Sorry, I got distracted. This guy messaged me on Instagram. He was like, I must have seen you on a dating app or something, and I do not have dating apps. So, I got distracted. But, yeah. It is time to pay the price for not listening to advice and deciding in your use on the policy of truth. Yeah. I had to turn the heater on. It's so cold in here. So originally, that guy, he messaged me about my story because my friends, Snowblinder, they're playing in Durham, February 6th, and he said Deftone vibes. So I was like, yeah, they're so good. And then he's like, I don't know how I started following you. Must have been on a dating app or something. Must have seen you on a dating app or something. No, sir, you did not. I have not had men on a dating app since living in Raleigh. Now I don't have any dating apps. But I only had non-binary and women at one point. And that was still a hot mess, so. The one person I did go on a date with, talked to them for about a week, and I was like, this is not it. Like, I genuinely felt like I was being mind fucked. Like, I felt like it just felt unreal. Like, I felt like it was demonic. I know that sounds crazy, but God, it was so bad. Like, the person was, like, addicted to whippets, but had, like, seizures. And ended up going to the hospital, and I was their point of contact. Yeah, that was something else. I'd me come there, and I did go there. And then I took them home later on, once they were discharged. That was rough to watch that. Yeah, that was rough. And it was around Christmas time. Shortly after that, I did ghost. I felt like I had to. Because they kept on pushing my boundaries, like, within that week, so much. So, I was kind of scared of them. Yeah. And just like that one girl that left her belly ring in my craft cart, this person left one of their earrings at my house. I don't know why bitches do that. Oh, God. I guess I do know why bitches do that. It's to see me again and no. Them even being in that house was like a boundary issue, but we were hanging out at their friend's apartment downtown Raleigh, and they assumed I was gonna drive them to not downtown Durham, past Durham. I was even there right there. them even being at that house was a huge boundary issue. But we were hanging out at their friend's house downtown Raleigh, and they thought I was gonna drive them to past Durham. And he had a girl over there, so he was like expecting us to leave, and I was like, what the fuck? I didn't want to drive them back down there, and so I was like, fuck it, I guess they're coming to my place. Like, because they weren't, like, I didn't want to pay for them to get Uber either, but they were not, like, they weren't making plans to go. So I was like, are you going to go home? They're like, oh, like, come over. I was like, bro. By the time, like, my boundaries were still, like, I was still fine-tuning them. This made me very strict, though. Yeah. But that was before I was, like, actually, like, really scared of my ex. But I wasn't allowed to have people over. Like, it was a boundary thing. We had already agreed to it, which, I mean, I had no choice. Basically, with my ex, he would pretty much set the rules, and I would just have to agree to them. I had no choice. But he was out of town, visiting family, and we had one of those, like, Ring doorbells or Google Nest on the front door, so I had them go through the back door. So, yeah, that was, I did not like that, and I still ended up having to drive them home the next day. It was so fucking annoying. Like, why? Now that would never happen. But they couldn't drive because of the seizures. They had epilepsy. But, yeah. Yep, yeah. I think straight up after that, I just deleted the apps. I think I only had one app. I think it was Hinge. I might have had Hinge and Bumble, because I was banned from Tinder. Hello, Spooky333. Fun fact, I had a manager that called me Spooky Spice. I thought it was a compliment. He said he called me Spooky Spice because he thought it was cuter than Scary Spice. Because he didn't really think I was scary. But he thought I had, like, a witchy, spooky vibe. Which, like, yeah. Yeah. Man, it's just so fucking easy to tell when they're, like, heavily watching my shit. Because my TikTok will reset on my phone. On this phone. So basically it'll have, like, me trying to pick my interests, and then it'll turn on the people that are looking at my profile. So, because if you turn that on, people can see that you looked at their profile, and you can see that they looked at yours. I always have it off. I don't typically look at people's profiles, but sometimes I will. But it's reset at least 3 or 4 times today on this phone. And if I go to try to record anything, it just will let me press a button, but nothing will start. Or if I am able to take a video, it will say running out of storage space when I have plenty. Fucking incel fucks. What's the girl version of an incel? Something that's the opposite of West. Something that's in the sky that they wish to be. In my mind's eye, I see a salt and pepper beard, clenched fist, grit teeth, frustration, exhaustion. I see desperation. I see a truck, throat chakra. I see surveillance. Someone who's not supposed to be in that particular area, nowhere near me. They're not supposed to be, but they are. There's something about a dark gray truck, and then a blue truck, perhaps a Chevy, maybe a Honda. Hyundai? No, Honda. I see blue eyes and glasses. Multiple men. It's almost like a cult. But they call themselves a brotherhood. But they were called in by the people that wish to be stars. But then they got obsessed. because they couldn't affect like overtly, so they had to start doing things covertly, which caused the obsession. In my head, I'm hearing come out wherever you are. Catfish OF. The other day, someone asked me if I had Cash App or OF. I have neither of those two things. I wonder if that has something to do with this. And then earlier, whenever I said parasites are attempting to sink their teeth in, but they only have gums. Earlier, I saw this TikTok of White Rabbit Coffee in Clayton. I do want to go there, but White Rabbit is no fun when the bunny's got the gun. Hence it's like punching a bunny thing from earlier. The song On a Fifth by JGRXXN. I don't know how to pronounce that name, but Bitches. Large Amounts by Young Dolph. Illegal Spyware. Hairy Arms. Which, I mean, I have hairy arms too, so. 1221. Something about Sherwin-Williams paint. I don't know. In the song Wasted by Juice WRLD, it says she Medusa with a little Pocahontas. That used to be my Instagram bio a while back. Deuteronomy 32:35. Also watch this. It won't let me search anything. But that's okay. I have a Holy Bible right there. 1 second. And 3:11 on the timer. This is on my Archangel Michael altar. My body has chills just touching this Bible. Confirmation chill. And I just turned to 222. How cute. Which is Numbers 28:28. It's 1:11 a.m. How cute. Also forgot I had a computer right beside me. That's so funny. But I have the Bible anyways. To me belongeth vengeance and recompense. 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 Okay, I looked it up. It's recompense. To me belongeth vengeance and recompense. Their foot shall slide in due time, for the day of their calamity is at hand, and the things that shall come upon them make haste. I apologize, Lord. I need to read more aloud. Okay, Spirit. Are you going to get your recompense, your vengeance soon? That's a yes. And I'm taking the lighter and it's having a hard time. So, unable to start any more fires, perhaps. And I originally pulled out this deck, but Spirit wants me to take my occult deck because that's what they like to exercise. They're a part of the, well, they think they're a part of the occult. They just worship false gods. And they like to play God. And God does not like that. No. This is who they worship. That's why things get so bad. And as I was like putting that up, 555 was on the timer. So because of the 35 items thing, I tried to delete some, but I guess I had more than 35 items in general. So whenever I hold up the devil card, which is a Malak, it's not 555 on the actual video, but it was 555 whenever I had recorded it. But at the bottom of the deck is Astroth Justice. I know I need to clean my fucking camera. I'm gonna do that right now. Okay, that's better. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. Tower again. Seems like someone's going through a tower moment soon. Okay. These are so good. The Hierophant too. Oh my goodness. Spirit, you're flattering me. Okay. Anything else, Spirit? Do you mind throwing it out for us, peeps? Anything further on the Watchers? This brotherhood, sisterhood, I guess, whatever the fuck, as if they know what sisterhood is. Four of Cups, steals or fetches anything requested, including money and horses, reveals secret things, brings questionable familiars. Well, they do steal. But perhaps this is for me. I would like my shit back. And my freedom. Damn, there's quite a few down here, okay. So many. Try again. Try it again. Temperance. Teaches geometry and liberal science, makes great noises in warm waters. I think that's for me. It'll come in time. I know. You just make me so angry. Fucking with my shit. It's annoying. But I'm used to living in chaos. I'm used to living in the trenches. The Emperor, Bilal, controls the weather, rain, and lightning, cures or causes pestilence. Got a hair on my hand. I think someone's coming. Watchers are being watched. Someone's coming. News. Yeah, news. Tells of the past and future, can make one intelligent and bold. Two of Wands. Huh. So what has happened? What will happen? Game plan. Okay. Interesting. Is there anything else we need to know here? Bait. Four of Pentacles, Balfour. Tempts thieves to steal, serve as an excellent familiar. I was used as bait, I know that. Huh. Okay, Three of Pentacles, answers questions about the past, present, and future, gives dignities, grants favor of friends and foes, faithful servant. So, court. Court. Watchers are being watched. Someone's coming. News. Timing. Settlement. Settlement. Offer of a settlement. Deserve more because they want to offer little. They don't want to offer the whole thing. But they don't know that they're being watched the whole time. Something about forged documents. Will. On my vocabulary app, I did get probate. Something about a will, someone, maybe something occurring during probate, perhaps. I love how I got the star at the bottom of the deck. That is me. Evidence and star witness, bitches. And on this card, it says, can cause love or hate, can make one ignorant and without sense, delivers familiars from other magicians, can move one from place to place. So, because of who I am, they love to hate me. That's why all of this happened. It's so funny because that, like above that, is the High Priestess. Tried to tell y'all. Teaches art and science, knows the secret thoughts of all and can change them, causes love, shows vision of the world. I tried to tell them I was protected. They just didn't want to listen. It's a shame I have to record on this phone, but whatever, we make do here. This is just what it has to be. But I had written this. It was right after the trash situation had happened earlier today. So beside the Deuteronomy 32:35, I have 659 here, and you can kind of see right there. Ignore my handwriting. I have to just like write really fast to get this stuff out so I don't forget. But I was going to put this deck up, the Bygone Tarot deck up, because I'm cleaning up my space. Ha! I love how at the bottom it's the death card. But I went to go put it up, and then you see the 659. Well, see, these were out. So 6 of Swords, 5 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles, and then the Tower. I know I don't have it all on camera, but I don't give a fuck if people believe me. It's just what happened. Yeah, Robert, straight up, I felt like I was being tested by God. But now I know it was a, what would you call that? It was a counterfeit. So basically, in this life, you are brought with the Antichrist, right? So that is a partner that is not your partner, like not your divine soul connection. But they don't seem that bad. It's if you're willing to settle. That is basically what the Antichrist is. If you're willing to just accept less than what you deserve, what you know is not meant for you. That would be the idea of the Antichrist, right? Which song by the 1975 also is Science Synchronicity, but of today. But you choose yourself. And then there's a test to see if you've actually learned your lesson, and then you would meet your divine counterpart. That was a decoy sent to me. I thought that was my test, if that makes sense. So my next partner, the most recent one, that was like just breadcrumby, short term, whatever, that was my test. But I didn't think that at first. I thought perhaps he was like my divine counterpart. And I put a lot of weight on that. But it never felt right. But yeah, that person was like a decoy. That's why it felt so unreal. Like, it was honestly insane. Like I said, it felt demonic. I felt like these people, them and their like older friend, it just felt like so surreal. And at the time, I was not drinking. I mean, I think I had like maybe a drink at their friend's house. But I was not drinking. I was not smoking. Like, I was I was trying to be clear-minded because of the situation I was in. I was trying to have a healthy mind because I had like no family. Well, I have no family to really help me with anything. Never had that. So I was trying to have a healthy mind, and that was the first person I really saw after the whole situation, but it was crazy. I haven't even gone completely into it, but like that was just very intense, and it was just like I felt like I was constantly being tested with my boundaries in that short period of time. It felt unreal, for real. Anyways, I hope you're having a good night. Real quick, I do have a couple corrections I want to make. So whenever I said divine soul connection, that is also true, but I meant to say divine counterpart. And a better explanation of the Antichrist is putting someone above yourself, because we are our own God in a sense, because we are part of God's source creator. But if you ignore your own inner knowing of that not being right, that is you allowing the Antichrist to defeat you in a sense, putting someone above your God, which should be you. You and God should be the most important people. Everything else is secondary, and that's not a selfish thing. I do think the term Antichrist, because of how it's been described before, it makes it seem harsher than what it is. But if you allow for that kind of thing, that's when your life does turn not great, and you're just living an unfulfilled, unhappy life. Yeah, so those are my corrections. Hi, Robert. First of all, I'm glad that resonated with you. I feel like that's one of the best ways to explain it, because heaven on earth is a real thing. So that's why you have to balance that divine masculine, divine feminine within ourselves. And then once you're able to balance that within yourself, then you're able to have that divine counterpart. But because of the patriarchy in society, there's been a disharmony, and so people, instead of balancing that within themselves, they seek it out elsewhere, which is why a lot of things are volatile within relationships, and people end up being unhappy, and it's perpetuated through bloodlines because they never healed that. So that's like generational trauma, generational curses. It's just like those unhealed versions of ourselves because of outsourcing that other counterpart. Because relationships are supposed to be mirrors, and you want to have that balance within yourself, so your counterpart, ideally. I did have to split this clip because I meant to say ideally would reflect that. Now, say if it's not you, it's them, well, you're still at a disbalance, because that is like the below the alpha line. Because that's something within you that is willing to settle, willing to put up with that. Still bad. That's why you have to be willing to walk away, let go. And if it's men will find you, they, whatever. But whenever you're thinking about like the patriarchy and society, it's meant for distractions. It's meant for us to be constantly second guessing ourselves, constantly looking for outside opinions, outside things to make us happy. So overconsumption, whether it's food, drugs, alcohol, shopping, and the powers that are at be, so like billionaires and shit, they want you to keep on buying. They want you to keep on over consuming, to be unhappy, so you're outsourcing. That's why they make things so distracting. I also had to add another clip here because I'm rewatching it, and I also want to say that's why nervous system regulation is so important, because once you regulate your nervous system, you're not trying to outsource as much, if that makes sense. 2, 2, 3 on the timer. It makes society harder, so like finances, housing, all that stuff. That's why things are so difficult, because they're losing their grasp, because a lot of people are coming to these terms. So whenever you think of Jesus, his counterpart was Mary Magdalene, and they buried her, but they were divine masculine, divine feminine. I said the opposite, but you know what I mean, because I said Jesus and Mary Magdalene, But I've said this in previous videos where the mirror doesn't smile first, it smiles back. So that's why you have to have that within yourself first. Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate your compliment. And it's such a simple thing too. I used to have such a hard time with spirituality and religion because of the way I grew up, but coming to know this to be true, oh, I'm getting chills. I don't know if you can see the goosebumps. My hairy arms. Anyways, it's just brought so much peace within my life, and a lot of times whenever I speak about this stuff, these are like my videos that often get shadow banned and stuff. So think I'm on to something. Not think I know. Yeah.